Yo, finna go live here in just a second. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. We're not gonna be on here long, so we're just gonna kind of talk about a few things, and then we're gonna get off because we got other things to do. So, the topic tonight, we're going to talk about the violence in Peoria. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. So those people can hear me. Yeah, the violence in Peoria is about to get really bad. And we're going to discuss that. Then we're going to try to talk about why it's going to get bad. Why do I feel like it's going to be bad? And then we're going to discuss ways, possible solutions on how we can kind of help the problem. We only got like a month left, and then it's going to be summertime. So it's something that we definitely got to talk about. We can't ignore it because it's going to be right at our front door. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Johnny. And this is Live with Johnny. Thank y'all for tapping in. Let somebody know we are on 3 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we're going to be on TikTok, all right? And soon Bigo. So we're going to be on several different platforms. So y'all, let's get the party started. All right. Thank y'all for tapping in. The people who do tap in, the people who don't tap in, check me out later. I find that sometimes a lot of people, they're busy at the time that we do the podcast. There's a lot of stuff going on. Today is Taco Tuesday, so somebody might be out having tacos or whatever and tequila. So it's just certain reasons why people can't tap on, and that's okay. So I just continue on, and like I said, if you want to watch it later and talk to your people about it later, you can do that. But yeah, already it's not even summertime. It's just getting hot. Today was like the first hot day, and already you're getting post check on your people. Already. Apparently, somebody got shot in the chest on Knoxville, and then the police was chasing somebody. Police shooting somebody, maybe shot somebody. It's just all bad. It's all bad. The streets is calling our kids. What more can you say? The streets is calling our kids. They called us when we were coming up and being teenagers, and the trend is just continuing. In my city, we have 2, maybe 3 ghettos, and then you got the scattered houses around, and people have built up communities in those places. However, some of those places have a certain part of hoods in them. As they tore down the hoods, they got TAF in certain areas scattered around Peoria. They got the Warner homes in certain areas scattered around Peoria. You know what I'm saying? So East Bluff, South End, Woodruff closed down. So they got Woodruff School. People supposed to go to Woodruff scattered around to different areas in Peoria. So you got like all little mixture of people or kids from all different sides of Peoria just mixed together. There's been a long tradition of East Coast, or the East Bluff, the Hill, they call it the Hill. You got the Benton Highlands out there. You got the South End. And South End is really 2 parts. You got over by Millman, and then you got over by Manual. So the South End is really like a 2-part thing. But our kids, they adapt to this. We as adults, we don't look at it like that as we get older. Maybe we do. I don't know. I didn't. But our kids, they look at it differently. They look at where they live at, what school they go to is more of, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than how we may look at it. Yes, we got loyalty to our school. We graduated with it. Manual rituals. We hold it near and dear to their heart. But these kids look at it differently. When I was growing up, we had like gangs. Like you have the Vice Lords and GD. And I'm not even going to go into all of that. You know what I'm saying? I still see some older people. They show up with GD and all that. Don't see a whole lot of people throwing up Vice Lords anymore. So most of Peoria probably looks like a GD. And for the furthermost, everybody really gets along. Because there's only like 2 gangs. And those 2 gangs may still exist, but these kids nowadays are clicking up. So you have gangs inside of gangs. Their gangs have a name. The other boys' gangs have a name. So even though they might be all under one umbrella, they're clicking up to where you got multiple gangs in Peoria. It's sort of how gangs first started off with the GDs and the Vice Lords. It was only like a few people. And then they built and built and built, and they all came together. And had one common enemy, and that was the Vice Lords. But you had respect. I'm not going to get into a whole lot because I don't want to, dive into that territory, but you have respect for your whole gang, you have respect for it, and no respect for the other side until you got older. But with these kids clicking up, there is no really loyalty and respect and rules. This is my clique. We getting money over here. We doing whatever. We banging females over here. This is my clique. My clique don't associate well with other cliques and things like that. So you got a lot of betrayal, what they would call it, backstabbing going on, hating. And then you enter in things like Facebook. Facebook has allowed our kids to basically fight with each other socially, online. And I'm not going to lie, they've seen us do a lot of it. A lot of adults, especially when I was going to the club, got into fights and somebody had a camera phone out and they're recording. Well, our kids picked up on that. They do the same thing. So we laid down the seeds and they picked them up and they running with it. How many times you see somebody on Facebook, adults, arguing with somebody else on Facebook? Like, we setting bad examples, but we laying down the groundwork because this is how social media is supposed to be done. We laying those ground rules down. Pull up. Drop your location. All of that. So we're laying down the foundation of how our kids are going to pick it up and run with it. These kids see a lot. They hear a lot from inside the house. They see moms fighting with other moms. They see moms getting jumped by. I know last summer it was adults a little bit younger than me, probably in their 30, 35, was sitting there fighting each other on Facebook. It was a big rivalry. Now imagine what the kids are thinking. And kids always try to one up their parents, what the adults do. So of course, what they're gonna try to do, they're gonna try to run up. They're gonna try to one up it, up one. These kids are just they've been unchecked for a long time. I used to see, like, back in the pandemic, like when we was all adults, when we was all stuck in the house, like I would ride out and get gas or something like that, and these kids was outside, clicked up. Like, it looked like Lord of the Flies. Like, the adults were gone, and it was the kids that was kind of taking over the night. They was the ones sticking together at nighttime, hanging out at night. Well, we were scared to be outside. So when things came back to life and we did decide, okay, it's time for us to go outside as adults and go out and kick it and party, guess what? They still outside with us. They're not going to go back in because we decided to come back out, bring our scary asses back outside. They outside with us. That makes a dangerous combination. People getting robbed, stuck up, violence. And I used to always tell people, like, even if you grew up to be the hardest gang member on your block, the hardest on your block, the younger kids, they feel like if they whole thing is if they knock you off, then they consider it to be harder than you was. So that's the whole thing is let me knock the hardest person off. And they know all they need is a gun or something. They ain't got to fight. It's not like back in the days, the hardest dude was the one beating everybody up. They scared of that. No, they know they got to get a gun. Pop out. Anybody can drop. So ain't no fear there. No fear. Just recently, one young adult was arrested twice. I think they said in the same week, was still in two different cars. That's one teenager still in two cars. Imagine how many kids are going to be still in cars this summer. If you leave your car running, leave the keys in your car, any of that stuff, you probably kiss your car goodbye. Especially in certain areas in Peoria. And I had to learn that the hard way. They stole my car. I learned it the hard way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here. And if you guys want me to continue talking about this, I need you guys to show some support. I need you guys to like, comment, share, do something, and we can come back and talk about this. But I'm going to stop here because I need to know that people are ready to talk and discuss this. I need some feedback because it can't just be me talking. So, with that being said, if you want to continue on this conversation, let me know. Share, like, comment, and we're going to keep on talking about it. It's going to be an ongoing thing. So let me know how y'all feel about it, all right? All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. My name is Johnny. Peace.